this thing doesn't have a good hydraulic system, we're gonna go hook it up in the field. And one thing I noticed as I'm editing this, I'm gonna tell you this, the hydraulic pump on there I think is actually going out as we speak further yet, because I can't even lift the disc to get the disc coulters off the ground any, or the blades if you're lack for a better term, but you get what I'm saying. It lifts it, puts the wheels down, picks it up enough to barely, it takes the weight and the strain off of the tractor, but that's about it. So, time for a rebuild. And the engine's kind of running funny whenever it gets warm at idle. It definitely has a miss. So, fuel system definitely needs to be looked at. And, yeah, it's just a tractor that's plumb wore out and practically needs everything redone. So you'll probably see that later down the road. Probably not anytime soon, though. We're planning to leave it intact as is for now. Besides the hydraulic pump, because that's kind of a necessary thing. But, oh well. Well, of course, my drawbar got slapped all the way around. Do you have a pin for it?
Whoa. Good. Right there. Back up just a smidge. Perfect. Pull up. There you go.
Do you have a pin for it so it doesn't go side to side? Okay, there you go.
Oh, that's too small.
Way too small.
Oh, that's way too small. That's half inch, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll get your
Do you want to try and hook up the hydraulics and see if it'll lift it?
It won't. We'll hook it up, but it won't pick it up. I've already tried it.
Oh, that's going to be an issue. Bullshit, it won't pick it up. Look at that.
Must have been because it was cold earlier.
I think you left the valves closed.
No, I had the valves open.
You sure?
Yeah. That picks it up, so don't like help.
or earmuffs like I am now if I had a straight pipe on here, but the only reason I'm wearing earmuffs is because of the fact that they have built-in Bluetooth, you know, fancy smancy shit like that. And I can listen to music or whatever else I choose. Whilst I'm not filming. Something's awry with the fuel system and the fact that I think I got a miss somewhere up in there. Like it's not supplying enough fuel to it. Because you can hear it, it's idling pretty rough right now. That and the oil pressure's really low, so she's probably due for a rebuild. Or at least the pump, or at least the oil pan to be taken off and the pump replaced, so at least it's producing pressure. You know, something that surprised me was the fact that my hat mount, legit, my hat mount, right here, actually worked on the fender. I don't know how, but I slid it over the edge, the little lip on the edge of the fender, and wow, does that thing work. Right side fenders, you could tell, was a little shaky. Couldn't really do much about that. Not sure a software editor that would, you know, take the shake out of it. But the left side is pretty steady, as you can see. So, I'm quite impressed. This kind of surprised me. So at this moment, my dad was going with the loader tractor to go get some hay bales that were still kind of floating around in the field, and there was only 3 right up in that area that had to be moved. Eventually I dissed that area a couple hours later, which was not on camera, but point being, I had to slow down there for a little bit for him. I had to pick a couple of those bills up myself a little later because they actually went somewhere, so it was just me and the neighbor was bailing pretty much the entire time. No harm done there, you know. I hopped on the loader tractor, picked up the bale, which is not as easy as it sounds without bale forks that are intended for bales. It's not easy. So, I'm not trying to make it sound harder or anything. You can do it, it's just a pain in the ass. Point being, though, is that I had to move them, and it's kind of fun, kind of not. But I enjoy disking. I enjoy my seat time. This thing cuts it in half, and it's so much more cush than my 770 or the Super by a lot. I can say for once that my ass was not sore when I was done with all the work. Really, at this point, it was a Mexican standoff. So also another thing that I have noticed is the fact that this disc cuts way better than our little puny 10-footer does, without weights, mind you. So yeah, you might need to find one of these, stick it behind the 1900. The only downside with the 1900 is that it's manual steering, and with those big fat tires, it probably is not going to be as easy as power steering. That's kind of a given, but that'll be fun. I'll put a little muscle on you, won't hurt anything. And to the fact that it doesn't have a hydropower. The hydropower is kind of nice to have, so being a straight shaft is going to be a little difficult with that tractor. I can't really tell if my camera has the shakes from not drinking enough beer or if it's drank too much beer. I don't know. You decide for yourself on that one. Sorry guys, this would be a much better video if I had a better GoPro, but that'll have to wait for a little while longer.